I wasn't a Quaker and thee wasn't the devil's own half-wit son, I'd slice up that bullwhip and feed it to thee.
I caught Abel Graves stealing water from the back of my dam, Mr. Putman. Now, water, I understand, is a precious thing hereabout. So like the man says, he's getting off lucky. I could have tamed out his life.
If taking the Lord's water where thee finds it is a crime, the circuit court will deal with friend Graves, not thee.
In order to have order, you have to have justice all the time. Not just when that circuit court's around.
Oh, what ails thee? There are only 8 of them and all of us. Oh, you make me ashamed for converting to your Quaker faith.
You better slow it down some, ma'am. Otherwise, I'll have Stoney take you inside and sit with you. Better hear what I'm about to say. All I'm asking is $5,000 for the expense I'm going to have in taking down that dam. Keep holding me up, there are going to be a lot of thirsty folks ending up like Mr. Graves here. If you have to chase him in the Pacific, I want Mr. Putnam's boy brought back here. I'll teach this town what law and order is if it takes some prominent funerals to do it.
Shakespeare for me, Dana.
If I could write the beauty of your eyes and in fresh numbers, number all your graces. Excuse me.
Am I disturbing you?
I've been studying him.
You know, Culhane, your devotion to the study of law is a rare and beautiful thing.
I'd better get back to it.
Yes. Well, before you re-immerse yourself in learning, would you stop by my room and pick up a telegraph I'm composing to the railroad company? We'll represent them after all.
But for a week you've had a dozen reasons why...
My reason for changing my mind transcends all others. We are without funds.
But we had $600.
Yes, that was before I made an error of judgment and attempted to bluff a man who had 4 aces. By the way, Culhane, your enunciation borders on the barbaric, and so does your violence to the bard. If I could write the beauty of your eyes, and in fresh numbers number all your graces, the age to come would say this poet lies, such heavenly touches ne'er touched. Oh, excuse me. I could have sworn this was my room.
Just walk them pretty boots right on over here, mister, and close that door behind you.
You're not a member of this club, are you? At least you're not like any attorney I ever faced.
I'm sorry. I was told in San Francisco that friend Dundee, the lawyer, could be found here at his club in Sausalito.
Well, looks like I caught him waiting for you. Say, mister, what size them boots you got on there?
I don't know. They might fit you. Why don't you put that gun down and try them on?
Nobody shot. If you folks don't mind, just get back to your rooms. Yes, good night. I'll be back in a minute.
Drink some?
Thank thee. I don't take spirits.
No.
Friend Dundee, I come seeking a lawyer to defend me from murder.
You know, you Americans are a remarkable breed. So few of you take to drink, and so many of you take to homicide. So you've done someone in some, eh?
Well, not yet, but I aim to.
I beg your pardon.
You stay shy of me forevermore, Dennis Culhane.
Angela, wait.
Sorry, Cullhane. Still, it's an ill wind. We have a $40 advance, and we're on our way to a town called Friends Meeting, where there are still some divine optimists who think they can live in the spirit of brotherly love. Better luck next time.
So last spring, I cleared me 2 acres, and it came up lush, smelling of sun and earth and green.
And 2 wagon loads of manure.
Seemed like I could almost see the rye growing, and all that glimmering heat. It was cool. And then Royal Bodie come to Friends Meeting. We're going to protect the crops from damage. Cost you $10 an acre. Well, I wouldn't pay him. Nobody would. And then he burned my 2 acres. And everybody paid.
Son. It would pleasure me if they'd stop strutting around with that pistol. Borrowing trouble is bad enough without lending it to thy neighbors. Well, he's right on one score. Royal Bodie takes his tithe, or no one puts a crop in the ground.
What surprises me is that someone ain't put this Royal Bodie in the ground.
Cullhane, my boy, do you know what we have here?
Plain and simple. This here is the law of torts, a wrongful act for which a civil action can be brought.
Exactly. Mr. Putnam, he can be compelled to take down that dam. We'll get an order from the judge.
But who's to enforce it?
Well, Cullhane and I will go to Sacramento, where the out-of-work lawyers are busy legislating. We'll get marshals sent in. Move Mr. Bodie on his way.
Friend Putnam, Bodie's outside, and he's going to kill Mark.
Last time we were in town, you tried shooting from hiding. This time you got a clear-cut goal, sonny boy.
Mark, turn my back.
Let that boy suck his own corn. I sure do like your boots, mister.
Friend Bodie, my son will not kill thee.
I'll put up $12 against them boots. That Royal puts a hole in that boy's head before he has a chance to clear his holster.
I'll take care of you in time, cowboy.
Give me thy gun.
Pick up that gun, sonny boy. And Mr. Putnam, unless you're in a real sweat to die fast, you better get out of here now.
It seems to me you're not serving your purpose of bringing terror to this hamlet, Mr. Bodie. Killing this young man and his father will only leave a modicum of fear behind.
Don't try to bait me, lawyer. I don't care if you leave this town in a box of walking just so you leave.
In the last minute, you've offered to dispatch a trio. Why not add a female and make it a quartet of corpses? Woman killing is, untidy, but it ensures instant infamy. You'll be well on your way to becoming a legend.
kidding, Mr. Bodie. I never shot a legend.
You see how it is? I come here to get a shy-poke that tried to murder me. He hides behind an army of petticoats. Well, let me tell you something, shy-poke. You can't hide forever. The sun don't shine on the same dog's tail all the time.
Since we Quakers don't hold with frivolity, my wife gave up the piano when she took my faith. But she made me tote it clear from Pennsylvania, just so she'd have a little something from home.
Well, I thought you might not hold with the stronger beverages.
I can't find a word in the Bible that prohibits the Lord's flock from sampling the Lord's wine.
An army man's wife come through last year. Father scandalized the town by inviting her to play the piano.
I got a great weakness for a tune, like my father before me. We'd work in the fields, and he'd keep running over the same English tune and threaten me with hellfire. I shouldn't tell my mother. Let's see. I've traveled this wide world over, and now to another I'll go.
Yeah, rosin the bow.
Rosin the bow.
Rosin the bow.
And when I have drunk my last skinful, the ladies will want to, I know. Just lift up the lid of me coffin, take a last look at rosin the bow. A last look at rosin the bow. A last look at rosin the bow. Lift up the lid of me coffin and take a last look at rosin the bow.
You get that $5,000, we're gonna move on, ain't we, Royal?
Yeah, I'll go up to do and pick up that spread. 5,000 acres and a good hide.
Yeah, we're gonna have a barn and a bunkhouse, and I'm gonna be the foreman, ain't I?
Uh-huh.
You ain't just funning me like Stoney said now, are you, Royal?
You gonna believe Stoney, you gonna believe me. How we gonna have that ranch? A lawyer, a gunfighter, and a judge don't make no never mind. Well, it takes time. This town ain't got no time.
How about that rainwater they cotched?
All the water they got's in that tank.
Oh, wait. Thee must wait thy turn, son.
A bucket for each horse, Ben Graves.
There be some at this meeting who, if they drank only water, would not keep their neighbors awake throughout the night with ungodly caterwauling. I shall pray for thee, friend Putnam.
I thank thee, friend Graves. I trust thy prayers will be heard by him who turned water into wine. Good morning, friend.
The water! The water!
Lie. God forgive them, they've poisoned our water. Water is poison, friends. Go back to your homes. The water is poisoned. We can't drink it. We can't drink the water. It's poisoned. Go back to your homes.
I've been coming to Friends meeting with never a case to try. This morning I hear shooting and see the advocate from San Francisco, which means a confluence of trouble. Greetings, Mr. Putnam.
Judge Fish, this is my partner, Mr. Culhane. Dennis, His Honor is one of the few men in this part of the country who's attained the bench by knowing the law.
It also helped to know the governor. Gentlemen, Mr. Clay, our circuit prosecutor.
How do?
There.
Mark, I want to talk to you.
I've done enough talking. I told you in San Francisco I was going to kill Royal Bodie. Well, now I aim to do it.
What goes on here?
Well, for one thing, there's talk of premeditated murder.
I got it in my head to kill him.
There ain't nothing in your head but revenge.
I listened to thee before, friend Cullhane. How the law's going to make things right. Well, why don't thee strike a rock with thy law book and bring forth water?
Oh, thee must not blaspheme, friend.
He's right. We'll have no peace as long as Bodie lives.
Mark, what does this town need most? Revenge or water?
We can have marshals here to open that dam within the week.
But we can't live without water for a week.
Judge, let us examine the hypothetical case of that dam. Say, springing a leak.
Oh, I know what the hypothetical charge of dynamite properly placed might accomplish, but that would be vigilante action, Mr. Dundee, and you can't expect a judge to lend the majesty of the California courts to such an enterprise.
Culhane, what would you say if I told you that you were going to have an inspiring evening?
I would say that you was going to have the inspiration, and I was going to blow the dam.
Perfect partnership. Dundee the strategist, Culhane the tactician.
Abel's laid it out for us. Here we are. There's the stream, the dam, Bodie's camp. Let's go.
Mark! 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 Thank the Lord they haven't gone. I've raised $1,000, a bit from each family. We'll offer it to Royal Bodie.
If these still believe men can buy safety with bribes, these learn nothing.
He'll die up there. And if not my son, then other men. And for what?
For water, Mr. Putnam. You can make your people live without dignity and without justice, but not without water.
He's good with words, friend Dundee, but they cannot clothe evil with fine words. Thou shalt not kill, God's commandment.
Are you God's spokesman?
And who's spokesman of thee, friend Dundee? Thee speaks for violence, thee sends thy friend to do violence, thee plans violence, but thee stands here in perfect safety.
Well, I never allow my emotions to interfere with my logic. I'm not on that mountain up there because I would be as useless there as a Hottentot in the Queen's Grenadiers. Don't judge me too harshly, friend Putnam. They also serve who only stand and wait. And sweat.
I only see a few of them in this part of the stream. Get back to the horses, keep them quiet. And lead them back to where we're going to meet. If anybody heads for that dam, shoot him and take off out of here. When I'm gone long enough for you to count slowly to 60 10 times. Take my rifle, snug and dry. Get across the stream, I'll meet you there. I'll shoot off the charges, and we'll make tracks together.
He's down there by the water.
Short brain? You got short brains. That Putnam boy just walked in front of your sleep.
I'll get him. Don't let me kill him for you,
I
Royal.
wouldn't trust to tell him beans and buckshot. Stoney, we'll take a look after that dam.
Please, Royal. We're still partners, ain't we?
Rules, brother. I got rules. A man falls asleep on guard. I can't afford him.
Sure got his head whopped. Where's his paw?
I went looking for Mark, and he was laying up in the bank out cold. I had to carry him to the horses.
They was all around us. We could hear them yelling through the woods. Royal Bodie's dead, Royal Bodie's dead. The Putnam boy killed him. We were in the water, fighting. I couldn't have killed, even if I wanted to. I couldn't have killed him.
Take up your guns and stay down.
You in there? We want the Putnam boy. Royal Bodie's laid out with a bullet in his back and his scum wiped down. He's going to stretch some help. Sonny boy, you better come out or we going to get careless with the torch. We're in. Give us the boy.
All we're prepared to give you is straight talk. You can make your charges against Mark Putnam in court tomorrow morning.
That's not satisfying, lawyer. The law's got a habit of working for the respectables, not for us.
The judge says if the boy killed Bodie in cold blood, he'll hang for it. Just as if Bodie were a pink-cheeked missionary and you were a lot of innocent choir boys. Now, you can take his word, or you can try to take Mark Putnam. And there are guns inside that don't intend to let that happen.
We lucked into him a-sitting on the church steps. Now, it ain't that we don't trust the judge, but like the man says, it pays to have insurance. You go ahead and have your trial. But by dark tomorrow, if that boy don't hang, then this old man does.
Yes, gentlemen of the jury.
Mark Putnam threatened to kill. Now, he had a motive to kill. He had an opportunity to kill. An eyewitness saw him kill. So the state will prove that last night, Mark Putnam, in cold premeditation, murdered Royal Bodie.
My lord, confident that Mr. Clay's rhetoric will be confuted by the facts, and in gratitude for your gesture in moving us out of that oven of a meeting house, the defense waives its opening statement.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth,
will not, friend. Quakers do not swear.
Witness will affirm.
That is agreeable, friend Fitch.
Kindly address the judge as Your Honor, ma'am.
Oh, Quakers don't hold with titles, friend.
The witness may, within reason, call me anything she likes.
When I see something that moves like a cow, that gives milk like a cow, that looks like a cow, well, then I know it is a cow. So when I see friend Mark take up a gun and swear to kill Bodie, then I know
That interests me, madam. Suppose you saw a woman whose husband was being whipped, pick up a loaded rifle and point it at her husband's enemy. Would you think she might kill him?
But I didn't shoot him.
No, you couldn't, Mrs. Graves, because Mark Putnam took the weapon from you and saved Royal Bodie from death and you from a murder charge. Is that not correct?
Objection.
Overruled. The witness will answer.
Yes, it is so. And that is why, in truth, though it appears that Mark did this thing, I can't make myself believe it.
Madam, I ask you right out. Where did you go last night when you rode out of town?
Objection, Your Honor. There's no proper foundation. He's leading the witness.
Overruled. Answer the question.
When my Abel went off with the others, I found detonators for the dynamite. I couldn't know they had no use for them.
Were you on the mountain when Royal Bodie was killed?
Yes, but when I heard the dam blow up, I came back into town without ever seeing my husband.
Thank you, madam.
If friend Mark done it, it's only because it was his job, given by friend Culhane, to shoot anybody who awoke on his side of the stream. Now, it just happened that it was Royal Bodie he had to shoot, not because he swore he'd kill him.
No witness.
Was last night the first time you were at Royal Bodie's camp since he had you whipped?
That's so, friend Dundee.
The first time there since your horses were poisoned?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is trying to suggest to the jury that...
Mr. Clay, I am sufficiently impressed with your awareness of the niceties of procedure. Please favor me by not popping up every 2 seconds to remind me. Go on, Mr. Dundee.
I'm finished with the witness, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Late...
Well?
I covered every foot of that mountain. Looks like Late's people have either hidden Jonathan very well or buried him.
Place your right hand on the Bible.
Ben Dundee, he's trying to put the killing off on good folk.
Now, the prosecution says that you made threats, you had a motive, and the opportunity. I'm merely showing that you were not alone in those particulars.
That's the way it's to be done if you're to get off free.
And does that get my father off free?
Now then, Mr. Doolin, did you know the deceased, Royal Bodie?
I don't know what you're tiptoeing around about, mister. You asked me my name, where I'm from, didn't know my best friend. I come here to have my say. I want to tell you how that boy right there shot my friend Royal.
Now, you have your say.
There was a tussle. There was a tussle between Royal and that boy fell in the water. I don't know what got into Royal because he helped him out. He drug him up on the dry land, and that boy rolled over and shot him right square in the back, and that's it.
Why didn't you attack the killer after he murdered Bodie?
Well, because it was across the creek, and it was about 100 yards off, that's why.
And yet, in the darkness, you saw every detail of the encounter. Well, I'll even go along with that. But surely you couldn't tell whether Bodie was dead or merely wounded. Did you go across to him?
I did.
And that vicious killer didn't even fire at you?
Well, now, there was a lot happening. The dam was blowing up in the hall, and before I get to him, that boy'd run off.
That's impossible. Mr. Culhane was there, and he saw no dead body. The corpse disappeared while the defendant lay unconscious nearby.
If you please, Your Honor, facts not in evidence.
Sustained.
Now, Mr. Doolin, even if we strain belief, must we believe that Royal Bodie, a thief, a swindler, and a bully, tried to save the defendant from drowning?
Well, now, there you said it all, lawyer. What you're trying to say is that Royal was no good and it don't matter if he got killed. Well, I ain't surprised to hear that from you whiskey-hating, hymn-singing respectables. Oh, it was true. Royal was no good. He was a thief and a swindler and a bully. But now you take them, Mr. Respectables. They don't mind a-selling a feller a lame horse, and they don't mind a-beating on their woman, and they don't mind a-sticking a shotgun in your face when you come to their door asking to cut wood for some victuals. No, sir. Them Respectables, they're too busy making rules for others to live by.
Well, we've managed to get a kernel of the truth out of you, Mr. Doolin, and eloquently stated. And now I think the moment is propitious to hand you over to the capable hands of my associate, Mr. Culhane.
Mr. Doolin, still interested in trading for my boots?
I might.
Oh, I wouldn't know why. It seems to me like you got yourself pretty well outfitted.
These are a little bit tight. They ain't hand-turned like yours, but it's better than what I had.
They belong to Royal Bodie?
Royal would have wanted me to have them. Who else?
Right. Who else? I reckon that you got his horse, too, and his guns?
Say what you mean, you shike poke. You say that and I get out of this chair and I'll shoot your light out for you.
I'll say it now and repeat it later if you like.
Sit down, Mr. Doolin. Be no threats, no challenges in my court. Make your point, Mr. Cullhane, if you have one.
Oh, he's already done that. For a few trifles and a little bit of money, he said I killed my friend, my partner. Did you ever spend a froze-out winter huddled up around a fire of buffalo chips? Huh? Did you ever try to keep your guts hung together eating rabbit and sinkers and sorghum molasses and bacon grease? Well, I want to tell you, it takes a friend to get you through something like that. And he's saying I killed my friend, my partner. My old man used to say that if you ain't got a partner, that you ain't worth spit.
Mr. Doolin, I don't know if it's those tight boots or your natural-born speechifier, but you sure do get wound up. Still, it's going to take more than speeches and a pack of lies to convince this jury to send an innocent boy to hang.
Objection.
Oh, fed up with this objection and him a-hammering on a table and you and that Batsy Dan a-digging at me. I want to tell you all something plain and true, that if that boy don't get hung, I know where there's an old man sitting on a horse in the mountain, and that old Quaker's got a noose around his neck, and sooner or later that old man's going to get tired, or that horse is going to take a notion to walk.
Fred Fitz, I done it! I killed Bodie, I shot him like he says!
It's my duty to sentence you to be taken this day to the place of nearest accommodation. There you will be hung from the neck until you are dead. And may God in his bountiful goodness have mercy upon your soul.
Well, that's all right now. Stoney, I think you better fetch your horse. His hair's gonna get a little thin around here.
Friends, my spirit is moved to prayer.
That's right, friends. God's in his heaven, and justice is gonna rule over all. Mr. Cullhane, I've decided I want them boots after all. I mean now. I said I want them boots.
You are under arrest.
For what?
For the kidnapping of Jonathan Putnam.
You're cursed this day, all you respectables. You'll pray, oh, you'll pray for hellfire, but this sunset. Boy, you are gonna pray when my boys finish with this town. It ain't gonna be nothing but one big bone orchard. We're gonna string you all up.
Through your stomps, they got life hog-tied and sweat. I'm gonna make this a little interesting for you, Bab. See how long it'll take that horse to come to water. When you cut the carcass down, you come on into town now, here?
Right, Stoney.
Just a moment. If you please. Inside there, a gentleman is holding his sights on a point where we assume Mr. Doolin's brain would normally be. No further, please. No one will move, except possibly to scratch. And the wind being from where it is, I assess that as a necessity.
Don't you know they sent some cowboy trailing after you to find old man Putnam?
If Mr. Putnam rides in, he'll tell us what happened last night. If he doesn't, well, Mr. Doolin's already charged with his murder.
The only sound I'd better hear is them guns hitting the floor.
Hey there, you, Rick. You don't tie that hanging rope to no rotten board. We might have a busy afternoon. Hell, now you go out there to welcome that cowboy. He give you trouble. Kill him. Yeah. Don't forget to bring back my boots. Hey, boy. You want me to tie them legs together, stop them old Quaker knees from quaking, huh?
Hold up there.
You'll have no place to hide, Doolin. Every law officer in the country will hunt you down.
Oh, look here, mister. I've been a-hiding and they've been a-hunting ever since I was 16 years old. Now, look here. I heard about enough out of you for one day. I hear one more croak out of that throat of yours, and I'm going to put a rope around it.
Father! He's all right!
Put that Quaker in the wagons. You get down slow and easy now. I don't want you scuffing my boots.
What does they want of my boy? I told thee I killed Royal Bodie below the dam when I brought thy friend ashore.
Father, if he think he lies for me.
Get that team over there to the hanging wagon now and hurry it up.
When I saw thee drowning, every belief I ever had was drowning with thee. I don't know anymore, Mark, which is the greater crime, to commit murder thyself, or to stand by and watch murder being done.
Right out of here, Mr. Doolin. Jonathan Putnam will face a court's justice for what he's done.
No, it's my judgment he's gonna face. He killed Royal. Now, he ain't going to die easy.
Sure. Do that. And for some wolf bait like Bodie. Well, you help him and you'll all swing for it.
Wolf bait? You call him that? Why? You're the wolf bait. You're the wolf baits for certain.
Mr. Doolin? Get out of my way. Mr. Putnam took $1,000 up to your camp last night. Aye. Trying to buy peace with your hero. Now, that would go a nice long way to that ranch you want, wouldn't it? Why don't you take the money now?
You mean tell me he has $1,000 on him all the time and he didn't let off? Hey, Stoney, you go over there and take them bills off him. Go on.
I think Mr. Culhane has the money.
Give it. Give it to me, or I'll take it off your corpse.
Give him the money, Culhane.
Pick it up.
$3 and a ticket to the San Francisco Methodist Church picnic. You're improvident, my boy.
Gotta do better than that, Mr. Dundee. If I'm gonna be able to afford $20 boost.
What an aroma.
I never cooked meat like this before, but you like that garlic, so I thought I'd try rubbing it in, you know.
Oh, that's splendid. You know, it's said that the discovery of a new dish adds more to the happiness of man than the discovery of a new planet. What is it?
Squirrel.
You'd feed me a rodent? That's second cousin to a rat.
I never thought of it like that before, but it tastes fine.
Cullhane, I find the cultivation of your fine mind fascinating, but I despair of cultivating your taste in food, alcohol, or women.
Well, for my part, Mr. Dundee, I don't find you that perfect either. I never knew a grown man to be so careless about his credit. Now, the first thing I'm going to do when we get back to San Francisco tomorrow is I'm going to get our account straight. Now, let's see, with that $200, we can pay the hotel. Your tailor.
Yes. Well, we don't actually have $200 in cash.
What actually do we have?
Well, actually, we have $50 in cash, and the rest I took in trade.
In trade?
Yes.
$150 worth? So that's what you got loaded in that rig?
Yes, my boy, but I got the best part of the bargain. Look at that.
Mr. Dundee, you put up $150 worth of good money for a rickety old piano?
Old? I beg your pardon. This is a very valuable antique.
Then get a full dozen stout fellows and prop 'em all up in a row and drink out of half-gallon bottles to the memory of Rosin the Bow.
to the memory of rosin the bowl, to the memory of rosin the bowl. And drink out of half-gallon bottles to the memory of rosin the bowl.